Hey folks, it's this week's edition of the Black and White Chronicles. How are you doing? Now that's not just Christianese and just a question at the beginning. I really want to know, how are you doing? What's going on in your world? Let me tell you about my world. I am continuing what we started when we talk about sowing some things and reaping some things. And this will be the last installment in that. This is the ending of the thought. This is what I've learned, and I hope it's helpful. If you sow a thought, remember, just reminding you of what we talked about in the last few weeks. If you sow a thought, you reap an action or behavior. And if you sow an action, you reap a habit. And if you sow a habit, I'm looking at my notes, you reap a character. Now this week, because we talked about that character last week, if you sow a character, you reap a destiny. How amazing is that? If you sow a character, you reap a destiny. If you continue in a character, if you manifest a character, if that character becomes a part of you, then it becomes a destiny that you fulfill. It becomes a destiny that you embody, that you walk in, that you inhabit. It becomes a destiny. Isn't that cool? So remember, as long as the earth remains, there's seed time and harvest. So you're going to be seeding and you're going to be harvesting. Either or. Sometimes you're going to be seeding, sometimes you're going to be harvesting. And you know what? It happens that sometimes in the same moment, you're doing both. You're both seeding and harvesting. That's a whole nother Black and White Chronicle, I know. But what I want you to get from this one today is that the destiny that you desire and the destiny that you seek after is within you. You have the ability to create the destiny that you desire. And there's a destiny that God has ordained for you that you can walk in. But you got to do some things God's way, His way, in order to reap the destiny that God intends for you. Now, you, through sowing this character, can reap a destiny that is not godly. That is not what God desires for you. And of course, everybody listening to the Black and White Chronicles doesn't want that. Everybody who listens to the Black and White Chronicles, you like how I'm inferring things? You like how I'm speaking things? This is me sowing. I'm sowing this thought that everyone that listens to the Black and White Chronicles has a desire to be who God has ordained for them to be. So, with that sowing that I just did, I'm going to reap the harvest of you guys doing what you're supposed to do. That is being who God has ordained for you to be. So, you're going to sow the thought, reap the action. Sow the action or reap the behavior. Action, behavior, same thing. Sow the action, behavior, you're going to reap a habit. And if you sow the action and the behavior, you're going to, let me see. I'm getting confused. I'm mixing it up. Sow the thought, reap the action. Sow the action, reap the habit. Sow the habit, reap the character. And sow the character, reap the destiny. See how we work that out? So I need you to comment below on your desire to reap the destiny. I want to know that you are going to reap destiny. So simply put in the comments, I'm reaping destiny. Period. That's what you're doing. I want you to reap, well, let's edit that. I'm reaping a godly destiny. That's a better edit. Period. I'm reaping the godly destiny. Period. And you can say more, but I need to know that you are working towards what God has called you to be. Godly. Period. So, next week, we're going to begin, and I'm looking for my book. Oh, here it is. We're going to begin talking about some things I've learned in this new book that I'm reading. It's called Dangerous Prayers from the Courts of Heaven That Destroy Evil Altars. And it's by Dr. Francis Miles. Listen, this book is life altering, life changing. I am discovering and learning why some of my prayers have not been answered. What has happened is I've been approaching God from the wrong disposition. There are 3 different realms of prayer and 3 different positions to approach God from. Yeah, I know. Nobody's ever taught me. They didn't teach me that in Sunday school. And I've been in church all my life. So next week, we're going to begin talking about these 3 realms of prayer that you can approach God from, and you can get your prayers answered. I know some of you have had prayers that have not been answered. This book answers why. So, beginning next week, we're going to begin talking about dangerous prayers from the courts of heaven that destroy evil altars. Somebody in a Bible study group, women's Bible study group that I was a part of, told me about this book. Yes, fellowship is important. Community is important. Somebody in that group introduced me to this book. I know it's like backwards, but next week, comment below if you want to know more about dangerous prayers from the courts of heaven that destroy evil altars. Let me know if you're interested. I really want to help you. All right, that's been this week's Black and White Chronicle. I love you all. I hope you're well. Comment below. And follow me on YouTube, too. We want the world to hear about this, to know more about this, to be edified. So you got to help it happen. Okay? Follow me on YouTube. Love you.